In the last week, we've seen the first professional sporting events return in this country. First, it was the UFC fights here in Jacksonville, followed by NASCAR's first race in more than 2 months.
All those events were held without fans. So what happens once fans are allowed back into major sporting events? News4Jax sports anchor Cole Pepper spoke with a veteran sports executive who says you can expect major changes.
Anyone who's ever gone to a Jaguars game knows there could be some obstacles getting into a game. Well, now add to that the experience of going through airport security. That may be closer to what you might experience in the coming months. Steve Livingstone has worked in professional sports in Europe and in the United States for over 20 years. He says that the game day experience is likely to be much different if fans are allowed back in games before a COVID-19 vaccine is widely available.
I think it's going to have to be ramped up if they're to stay within the parameters of safety and also the legal side of things as well that we can't forget.
Getting into the game may demand the kind of technology that we're already seeing in some airports, like this pod that has been tested in Hong Kong.
Where you basically enter the pod, shut the door, it scans your temperature, it then shoots you with a misting vapor of disinfectant. You then get scanned with an ultraviolet light to kill any surface germs, and everything's good, and the alarm bells don't go off. You step out at the other side and you're ready to go.
And there are a number of other things that could no longer be a part of your game day experience. No more paper tickets. The Jaguars have already gone digital with their tickets. The pandemic is likely to force more teams and leagues to do so as well. Forget bringing cash. To protect workers, all transactions will be done with a card or some other form of digital payment. If you're used to moving around the stadium during the game, that mobility may be limited, and at least at first, expect the number of fans allowed in the game to be limited to provide for social distancing. And what about masks?
It would make sense to wear a mask, as a kind of, out of respect to your fellow fans sort of thing. So, I think the fans that are responsible will think about it. Obviously, you're going to get people that don't want to wear a mask right now, never mind at a sporting event. And again, the question is, how do you police that?
Of course, these are all projections and could change with new data. But interestingly enough, according to a new bit of research by Question Pro, the research firm, 62% of sports fans say they would not feel comfortable going to a sporting event until at least September, which is, ironically, when football season begins. At the stadium, Cole Pepper, Channel 4, the local station.